The history of democracy in the Middle East is marked by both promise and disappointment. Throughout the centuries, the region has been marked by political upheaval, war, and the struggle for independence and representation. Despite this, there have been moments of hope and progress, as individuals and groups have sought to establish democratic systems and institutions. One of the earliest attempts at democratic governance in the Middle East took place during the Ottoman Empire, when the Young Turks sought to establish a constitutional monarchy in the early 20th century. This movement was cut short, however, by World War I and the subsequent dissolution of the Ottoman Empire. The legacy of the Young Turks, however, helped to inspire democratic movements in the region, including the Arab Spring of 2011. Colonialism has had a profound impact on the history of democracy in the Middle East. European powers, including Britain and France, established colonial rule over much of the region in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, imposing authoritarian, and often corrupt systems of governance. This legacy has shaped the region's political landscape for much of the last century, as colonial-era leaders and institutions were often maintained after independence. The rise of Islamist political parties in the 20th and 21st centuries has also had a significant impact on the history of democracy in the Middle East. These parties, including the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and Hamas in Palestine, have sought to establish democratic systems while also promoting Islamic values and principles. The relationship between religion and democracy in the region remains a topic of intense debate and disagreement. Despite the many challenges, there have been moments of progress in the history of democracy in the Middle East. The Arab Spring of 2011 represented a turning point, as millions of people across the region took to the streets to demand greater political representation and freedom. While the aftermath of the Arab Spring has been mixed, with some countries, such as Tunisia, making significant progress towards democratic governance, while others, such as Syria, have been marked by civil war and unrest. The current state of democracy in the Middle East is complex and varied, with some countries, such as Turkey and Iran, having made significant progress towards democratic governance, while others, such as Saudi Arabia and Syria, remain marked by authoritarian rule and repression. The future of democracy in the region is uncertain, but the continued efforts of civil society and youth movements, as well as the support of the international community, offer hope for a more democratic and just future. In conclusion, the history of democracy in the Middle East is marked by both challenge and opportunity. Despite the many obstacles, the region's rich tradition of political activism and resistance offers hope for a more democratic future. The ongoing struggle for representation and freedom remains an important issue, and the pursuit of democracy will continue to be a central theme in the region's political and social development.